Dick Swingers! Death Metal Dick Swingers! Death Metal Dick Swingers! DMDS!
Right. Discogs. That's what it's called. Album review. I'm going to lose it, I swear.
You're so angry.
Like I'm begging you for this album review.
So angry.
Ahmed, pronounce the album name.
Okay, so what we've got the band Om, and the album is called Om Aham Vajra Guru Padma Siddhi Hum.
What he said. Iron Bonehead, 2016. Bit mysterious, the band. A little. It seems like a one piece, but its credit is a two piece. I think he's a session musician. He's got a lot of credits to his name. So, one piece with session musician. Sound about right?
That's my analysis.
From France. And it's sort of doomy death. Black metal.
So, if I'm going to give a bit of background on what this album is about and what it's trying to go for here. So the name of the album itself is the mantra associated with Guru Rinpoche, also known as Padmasambhava, who's said to have been the second Buddha who converted Tibet to Buddhism and helped establish the Samye monastery, notably by forcing demons to submit to Dharma. I imagine after listening to this album, he may have done it by forcing them to listen to death metal. And he also established Vajrayana Buddhism, which is a form of esoteric Buddhism. Some of his contemporaries maintain, and some obviously of his followers nowadays maintain, that he was an actual reincarnation of Buddha Shakyamuni, aka Gautama Buddha, or otherwise known as the Buddha. Sort of a point on that note. He has he's got a wrathful form, which is like a depiction of him.
Mm.
I find it interesting that the musician here, who seems to be obviously be the primary driver of this project, Antoine, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the French name, didn't use the wrathful form, which obviously would have been more traditionally death metal, and he went for the peaceful.
Maybe it was like a duality thing.
Could be. It's like sort of intentionally. I've got some thoughts on that, but I'll leave that until we get into the actual track by track. So the mantra itself, so as a mantra, it's got no direct meaning or like translation. Om is obviously the primeval sound. Ah is supposed to evoke. It's like an invocation. Hum is supposed to represent manifesting enlightenment. Vajra is the thunderbolt or diamond, which was conceptualized as a weapon of the gods in the Vedas in Hinduism. Though I'm not quite sure how much of that meaning is sort of maintained in Buddhist thought. I don't know if there's any sort of difference of opinion there. Guru obviously is like a wise teacher. Padma is the lotus. Finally, Siddhi is, it seems, supernatural accomplishment. Then we've got again hum at the end. A lot of those, thanks to wildmind.org for the meanings, because I obviously didn't bloody know that off the top of my head. So,
But
so
this is the kind of quality analysis you get on the Death Metal Dick Swingers podcast.
Yeah.
When we're not talking about dicks.
Yeah. As far as the song names themselves go, they all are significant names in terms of Dharma religions as a whole. So Moksha is enlightenment. Patasandhi is rebirth. Dattatreya is a deity who's considered the syncretic incarnation of Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. Dukkha is pain, suffering, or lack of satisfaction as a Buddhist concept. Brahmastra is another weapon, it's like a world-destroying weapon, kind of an ancient WMD. Hemvati is less clear. From what I can gather, it's a name of the goddess Parvati, and Vipassiana is insight, which is
It's a good closer.
Concept. Yeah. So, do we want to move on to sort of the track by track on what we thought here?
Yeah. I mean, what's it? Moksha.
Moksha is
First track.
Yeah.
It goes pretty hard from the kickoff. Just doesn't fuck about.
It's a good intro.
Boom.
Yeah.
Sort of grave miasma sound.
Yeah. So it's got that combination of suspense from the doomy sections, as well as sort of spikes of anxiety from the tremolo riffing.
Yeah.
I'd like this intro. It's a good intro.
Does it have throat singing in there?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I thought it's like
throat singing exactly
at the end. At the end. I think that's on the last track.
No. It's on this track.
Is it? Oh, okay. Maybe I must have missed that, to be honest, man.
They might have used it again later on, but I don't know if it is throat singing exactly, but it sounds like it.
I thought it was sort of like a guttural reverb thing.
Yeah. I didn't notice it as anything. I might have just, it might just be oversight. I didn't really notice anything special with the vocals on this one, but might be my fault.
Well, it's like it depends what you listen to when you listen to this style. Like
I wasn't overly listening to the vocals on this one.
I listened to like.
No, the vocal lines are very.
Yeah.
One. It's like.
I couldn't comment a lot on them.
So the guitars though, I thought was like I listened to most of the guitar than the drums and stuff like that. While they were listening to drums.
Cool.
So
yeah. Should we go into song number 2, track number 2, Patasandhi?
Let's do it.
Alright, so in my opinion, this is much like Moksha, but much more dramatic with the drums.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed quite a lot the last 2 minutes ish of this song. A lot. Good riffs. I love the little sort of flourishes with the tremolo changing slightly and layered over the main guitar. Good stuff.
Yeah, I think the only thing I wrote, because I thought it just sounded like a continuation of the first track.
Yeah.
I just had about the whispering on there. Because I was listening on headphones when the whispering and stuff started coming in. It was like, what? So it was a bit disconcerting. But like, I'm not saying it was bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. As in a good way. Like I say,
atmosphere.
anxiety.
Yeah, it fit the atmosphere. Yeah.
What you got to say about that shitbag?
Well, so it's what you two have highlighted. Like the last 2 minutes of the song, it's like I love it, man. It's like it absolutely bangs for me.
Yeah.
It fits for when I first listened to it, I was really drunk, like the whole album, and then I went back to it because I was looking for the Decipher the logo, and I thought,
Right.
I could really use because of how their logo looks, or how its logo looks.
Okay, yeah.
And then I went, oh man, but I actually really enjoy. And the second song I listened to it about 3 times sober just to get the whole. Because the last like 2 minutes of that song just like literally hit me. Like it's
What, the last song?
like the last 2 minutes of this song.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, second track hits hard, man. Like I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, like it's not my favorite track on the album, but it's like probably my second.
I kind of disagree, but we'll get into that on the next.
Yeah, I'll fucking definitely do that. Okay, that's a try. I think you're going to say something very different to me.
Yeah.
Just judging by that. I enjoyed the song, but I think it's probably the most simple and straightforward track on the album. But I did enjoy the riffs. So I'll let you. That's really all I've got to say about That's Trey. I'll let you take it away.
It was at this point I realised he fucked up.
Okay, cool.
No,
cool. Because
not
I'm getting
quite.
to that. Don't worry.
Not quite. It was like just nothing standing out.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like,
cool. Yeah.
I've heard this. It's like, okay, all right, good, and then it's like,
Yeah.
let's go. I think I've made this criticism about something else as well before.
I think it was was it Disgorged from Psychotic Depths?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds about right.
It was Mortiferum.
Yeah, it's just gets to a point where you're like, do something different, like put something in there that's a little bit different. just
Yeah.
to keep me interested.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So what have you got to say about that shitbag?
Like it's literally a standard death metal song. Like
Okay.
there's
Cool.
nothing. No, it's like not there. Like nothing major happens in it. But I can't like say I hated it. Can't say
It's
it.
just very
but
standard. It's very
yeah, it's
sort
just
of
like
run
it's
the mill.
what it's like what you can listen to and be like, okay, cool. I'll listen to that again maybe in a month or two. That song, especially. Like you,
So we're all kind of roughly in agreement there.
yeah,
I'd
it's
say
not.
that's a good point to move on to number 4, Ducker. Um, unless you had anything else to add, shitbag, on that.
No, all I can say is that this is a standard song. That's it. Like it's nothing brilliant about it, and nothing.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll move on to Ducker. So
Mhm.
so this one begins with what I imagine is a Tibetan monk chanting mantra. Okay, cool. So the contrast is interesting. I suppose if a bit jarring.
No, I think I wrote that was a nice juxtaposition, but in the context
Hmm,
of the music, it sounds quite sinister.
yeah,
Like when you frame it between what becomes
when
before
you
it and
put it like
after,
that, yeah.
and you have that in there, it sounds quite sinister.
I mean, okay. I'll. My thoughts on this are that I almost feel like would have been better to leave this kind of stuff out, but I understand that
I have
because it seems like
I have something to say about that later on, but yeah,
okay.
go on.
I feel like a lot. My thoughts are I feel like a lot of this from Anton seems like it was from a sort of spiritual perspective. Like so I understand if it was if this was for a spiritual endeavor rather than just being purely artistic. There's just a risk of seeming a bit. I think the way that I'll phrase it is being a bit cult of fiery, which is fine because I kind of I like some cult of fire, but I've got criticisms that I probably won't get into here. Um, they're totally a girlfriend band, but I find the rest of this song to. I'll just be honest. I find the rest of this song to be fairly boring. It's quite samey, and then it just like winds down slowly until the end, and it just I was asleep by the end.
Well, you actually,
Yeah, man.
because I said
I had to listen to this
the
several times.
the retardando at the end of the track.
Mm,
Yeah, I was glad for that.
mm.
I was like, good, thankful they're doing something different.
I was probably deep in sleep by that point.
I was like, this is good. This is what I wanted to hear.
This is like the end
They're
of
doing something
end.
different.
The end
Like
of the
the
song.
criticism I leveled at them for the previous track, where it's like, well, the first three have just been the same thing, and then they started doing something different and started putting that.
Mm,
They had that little juxtaposition and that retardando,
mm.
using big boy music words.
What do you reckon then, shitbag?
I'm agreeing with Warhound on this. Like it's that it's a nice change in the start, and then the middles. I get it. Like it's sort of slow. Well, not slow, but it's like samey again. What
Mm,
the previous track was. So you're sort of like,
yeah.
Okay, and in the end, I come back in going like, wow, like it did something a bit different. Bit. I'm pretty sure that one's got some cut time drumming in it as well, which I really like as well. Like,
Yeah, the drumming is all across this album. The drumming is good.
yeah, like this one, like where I say, all right, the first two tracks, all I did was listen to the guitar. This track's where I started listening to the drums.
It's
More.
interesting. I think because at the start of the album I was listening more to the drums. But
Yeah, it's like I like to riffs.
Yeah.
They got me in the first two songs.
I don't think we've reached peak riff yet.
No,
but,
no.
If
We've
we
not even
if we
reached my
move
favourite
on,
song yet.
so on that note, we'll move on to Brahmastra.
Yes.
I'll say on this one, because obviously I was a bit disappointed by 4. I think this is a bit of a return to form. I think the riff at about a minute and a half in, I found myself moving my head, just involuntary as I tend to do. I feel like that one should have lasted longer. This song it's chaotic and attacking, but it's also like it's dignified. So it pulls back about halfway through. And it's got sort of like a restraint, so it restrains itself a bit. And just to be honest, I feel like maybe a little bit too much, if you ask me.
Should have
I
let it
enjoyed
go.
the song,
should have unleashed.
but yeah, I've got a lot to say about that in the next song. But if you want to give me what you think about that, Warhound.
I felt like this was more of the same.
Yeah.
And at this point, your what were you saying earlier on about the interludes and stuff?
Yeah.
At this point in the album,
Starting to get grating.
No. I said without the interludes, this would be a hard album to listen to.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it would be just the same thing for how far are we?
Yeah, that's
now?
fair. I don't think
half
there
an
is an
hour?
interlude on this song, is there? There's not. Is there?
There's little bells and stuff, and
Oh, and Brahmastra. Okay.
I think so. Yeah, at the start maybe, in the middle.
Yeah, there might.
I can't remember.
Some of the time I ignored them, to be fair.
But yeah, I think without those, it would have been very hard to listen to.
Yeah, that's fair. What are you saying, shitbag? Okay, sorry. Go on.
No. Yeah, I was going to move on to the next track, but yeah, shitbag still is.
Well, to be fair, I like this song. Like it feels like it's not different for the other ones, but like I like half the riffs in it. I like riffs that you want to bang your head to and move your head, and you can't help it. And then come into, I think it's about a minute in, there's some random drum fill that gets you like, oh man, that's fucking rad. And you listen to it, and then you listen to it more intently after that.
I think we were on about the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is this song that does it. Like, I like this song. It's the next song's
Okay, all right. If we want to move on to the next song, you've got to give me like a moment to rant here. So I heard the first. So this is track number 6, Hemvati. And I heard the first half of Himvasi, and I was hoping it would sort of dispel my criticism of the previous song, Brahmastra. So, sort of be what I was hoping that song could have been. However, while I enjoy this song for the most part, this is where I start to get frustrated, as I notice the tendency to formulaically build up all of this energy and madness and then just slow down to a crawl halfway through and release it. I understand that this could be symbolic from a Buddhist perspective, in the sense of like redirection and controlling of negative energies. So I can, if that's a thematic choice, I can respect it. It just makes it less fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the build up was leading to something insane in this
Yeah,
one. Like,
it's
like,
fucking frustrating, man.
I was listening to this. I was like, "Oh man, this is about to fucking go off."
It's gonna fucking kick off.
But, like, because this is like this one would have been my favorite song if it just
Then it's just dead.
Yeah.
It just dies.
yeah. I was like, oh man. Like, yeah, I get that exactly. I do like the build up, but there's nothing at the end. It's like listening.
but like, see,
It was like listening
yeah.
to Red
There
Standstill.
is at the end.
It's not at the
There
end.
is at the end.
No, there
That
is.
melody-
There
that melody comes back
it
in.
does kick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically what happens is it slows to a crawl midway through, and then it comes back.
This may be like. Like I'm trying
Yeah,
to
okay,
say, it's like the build up and then it
the
goes
Momentum
slow.
is
just
ruined.
pick up
The
on something you
momentum,
just said a
momentum
minute-
is already ruined.
Just a minute ago, you just compared it to rude fucking sounds.
Yeah. It's like listen to what I'm comparing. It's like listen to Drew Sandstorm.
But you
But
never
all-
get the drop.
you never get the drop. That's
That's what purgatory is. That's what purgatory is. It's the rude
Yeah, man.
sandstorm you never
Yeah.
get the drop.
Like it's why it's like the build up's like perfect and you're about to drop it. Like you're already there throwing your arms up, but then
Yeah, man.
back to oh man.
That's a good explanation. Fuck yeah, that's pretty spot on. I'd say. to be honest.
I thought this was the best track on the album.
I almost thought
yeah.
that, but I took that opinion back very fast. So
It's I'm pretty sure it's the next track that is mine.
yeah, that is my favourite as
Yeah,
well.
the
Are
next
we
one is.
are we ready to go on?
Yeah.
So Vipassiana, it's my favourite song. And I have a theory as to why. So this is just a good Death Doom song. I like the riffs a lot, particularly the one that begins at about 3 minutes in is a perfect Doom riff. It's very simple, but it's descending and it crashes down like a rhinoceros trying to run down the stairs.
A rhinoceros.
A rhinoceros.
A rhinoceros. So I think maybe it's the length of this song in comparison to the rest sort of gave more room to play around in, but I much prefer how the Doom segment feels earned. It's built into, it's believable. It's not just sort of shoehorned into the middle out of nowhere, and then the tension rises until the end, and it just like it constantly picks up speed. It's not, yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think they peaked on the previous track and then just went back to normal business as usual on the last one. But yeah,
Shitbag.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Hammerhead. Like, it. This song's like is my favorite song from the album.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it's the most well constructed song.
Yeah, it's. I will say, I thought like where I was left a bit disappointed in the letdown of getting built up in the previous. This one, from like the build up into the like 3 minute in riff, was like sludgy doom riff, like nice, like well constructed, slow, and then it goes into the faster, speedy riffs. I liked it a lot. It literally is something I really enjoy in
Yeah, no, I 100%.
Especially
I agree
this style of death metal, where like death and doom, where it's been samey all the way through, and then it gets to that, you're like, oh yeah, man, this is why I like it. This is why
I think that this is because it didn't start with like very straightforward death metal and then sort of cut to doom. It was a build up into doom, and then it just the momentum kept building and building and building. There was no, it didn't stop. There was no like disappointing kind of premature ejaculation. It was, it made sense.
Do you think that maybe the start of the album was a bit too much, given the rest of the album. Like, because it comes in so hard,
Yeah.
and then it loses energy.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
seems
yeah.
like it's
No,
always-
yeah, I think so.
It's always trying to get that back.
Yeah.
I-
It seems like it should have, like, the energy should have built up through it. So, like, and then at the last, it should have been like the last hurrah, sort of smash it out, except for it fizzles out in the last song.
So what I'll say about the album as a whole, I almost wish that this was just pure death metal rather than death doom, because I don't think that this is doing it right. Rather than using the strengths of both, like the obviously DMDS favourites, our boys Asphyx, it in
Next guest.
terms of Saint Martin.
Saint Martin.
Um,
That's it, mate. As soon as we get Saint Martin on the podders, we're gonna stop.
That's it. That's it. That's it. At the end.
We're gonna
Final series finale.
What Warhound's releasing a video on YouTube where he says Saint. I can't even say it. You're gonna say it 1,000 times, like 10,000 times, like Mr. Beast. But all I'm thinking is you saying it.
Like Van Drunen.
No, just you saying Saint Van Drunen 10,000 times on YouTube, and I can't even think of it. I can't even like. It's just so ridiculous. Like you wouldn't be able to get past about 10. I don't think.
I just quick to finish up my sort of
It's on the
thing of
yeah.
just to finish up my what I think, the way that this death doom as it's presented on this album approaches the doom element is it's more like an obstruction. It's like a fucking giant slab of concrete dropped in the middle of like an otherwise decent song, and this is coming from someone who was originally a doom person. There's just better ways of doing it than this. This is like the worst way of doing doom combined with anything.
Mhm.
It's where this is what people criticize doom for, of sort of being boring and sapping the energy out and being slow. No, it's not about that. This is not the way that you should approach it. This album had promise, and then it just went into sort of a formulaic repeat of, I'm just going to drop the doom section right in the middle. I'm going to kill all the energy I've built up. And man, it's really disappointing. I'm sorry to say, it's really disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted it to be better.
Yeah,
But it's
it had a lot of promise, man. Like
had
fine.
potential.
It's
It was
fine.
Gohan, but then he just let himself go.
I'd listen to it again, but
Man, I've listened to it. I've listened to it. I'd say probably at least 5 times by now. It's not. I mean, you know that I reached my Bandcamp limit. It's not. It doesn't really get better. I'll just put it that way.
but it's like I'd say I'll probably listen to it once or twice a year.
we're going to get some good bold nonce quotes out of this. Bold nonce quotes. Bold nonce ratings.
Do you have we got anything else to sort of add to that, or are we ready to give our final ratings?
We're ready to give our final rating.
Yeah.
All right, Warhound, what are you saying?
I'm going to go with 4 bold nonces.
I
reckon he's spot on.
I concur for.
Yeah, man, I'm
bold
fucking
nonces.
going for 4, man.
Like
Just below middle of the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's below
you're
my
both spot on, man.
Yeah.
it's below my review of that Visigoth band you made me listen to the other day.
Yeah,
No, it's not. You said 5.
Gallo
said-
Braid. You said
Gallo
higher
Braid,
than that. You didn't. It wasn't.
You
4.
gave it fucking loads of bold nonces. You said
5 bold nonsense.
2.5.
no. You gave it 5 bold nonces, and then you said what? Blood. What was it? Bloodstone. What's it? Stone of Remembrance.
So remember.
Don't remember.
When you found out that was only on the re-release, you're like, fuck it, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he took that back.
Yeah, I did.
He took
I
that.
did
He
take
did
it.
take that back.
I did because the version we listened to is a 5. Yeah, solid 5.
So you're saying that this is better than Galabray?
Nah, it's not. by no
It is.
stretch of the imagination.
It is. Like no, like can I
There's
just
no
say?
way this is better than Gallo
mate,
Braid.
nah.
I think we're gonna have a violent disagreement.
I'm gonna have no bullshit. I ain't taking back what I said about Gallagher. No.